On this James the Bike Guy, we're taking a look at the SRAM GX Cassette. But more importantly, we're going to be comparing the old GX Cassette to the newly revised one. Now, I didn't know that there was a revised cassette until recently when my bike hasn't been shifting into the big 50-tooth cog very well. And what SRAM uses to do that is a couple of shift ramps that actually help sync the chain. So they've got that X-Sync 2 technology on the top of the chainring, which is a narrow wide format. So when you go from your one cog below your 50-tooth, it is actually going to go up on this ramp and it gets clocked into position. Now on an Eagle cassette, that actually is only happening in two places. But if you look at the other place on this cassette, you can see it's missing a tooth, which would explain why when it was shifting into the big ring, sometimes it wasn't properly syncing for me. So I called SRAM, let them know what was going on, and SRAM's awesome where they actually can look up the serial number even on something like this cassette and find out production dates and all that good stuff. Well, as it turns out, this was an early cassette because I did get this right after GX came out. And it turns out that they've got a replacement. So SRAM sent me out a replacement cassette, which I've got right here. And I was a little bit interested in it because they ended up saying that they ended up acknowledging that this was a known problem. So what I wanted to show you is just how different the shift ramps have become. So I'll get this other cassette out of the way so you can see it a little bit better. But that shift ramp is smooth into there, and then you can see where it comes over and it's going to sync up the chain, but there's hardly any material where that tooth broke off. Now if we go ahead and we take a look at the new cassette, so this looks pretty much the same. So everything up to the 42 tooth is all identical, but take a look at how much less material is pulled away going up to the 50 tooth. So this is actually the X-Sync portion, so you can see it there. And you can see the cut starts a bit lower, and the ramping, it is so much thicker on that big ring. So this ends up being pretty interesting how they've been able to revise the cassette. Again, we'll go back to this one, and you'll see the tooth pattern is so much different. And it's neat to see that they've been able to see a problem, acknowledge it, and then be able to make a running change so that the new cassettes don't have that same problem. Well, now that we've taken a look at that, and well, it's James the Bike Guy, so let's go ahead and just see if there's any difference in weight. I can't imagine much, but we've got the scale, so we might as well know. So the first run GX cassette is going to come in and weigh 450 grams, which that's not too bad. And then the new GX cassette is going to weigh in at 451. So virtually no difference between the two, but it's neat to see the revision that they've done on this Eagle cassette.